What is a world? Not to you, the game developer, but the end user, the player. Let me explain this to you and more as we enjoy using Buildbox, the number one codeless solution for developing video games. Hello, all. I am Debonair, hoping that you are continuing to enjoy your year. And today we are simplifying a video that I had shown to you a while ago where we were bypassing the limitations of Buildbox's world based system. Buildbox does allow you to have multiple 3D worlds if you are a plus or pro user, but I'm sad to say that you are and I are not, because the stipulations of that is it's not cheap. And so in order to actually be able to have multiple worlds, you and I must get a little bit creative. And one of those ways is understanding what a world is to the end user. The end user is the player, and a world is basically just a different area to view. It is not necessarily a different world entirely, but basically just a simple different location in the player's area or in the play space. Open worlds have a few different areas, right? But honestly, all of those worlds are connected, right? The only thing that may block them is maybe a mountain, maybe a series of trees, maybe a wall, maybe a gate. But nonetheless, with an open world, you don't necessarily need to have a multitude of different worlds. And there's no exception to that for us game developers. Another world just simply means another camera angle, another view, another area different from the previous area. And so today, I'm going to give you a little bit more of a refined version of how we can bypass that in Buildbox. And it's actually going to be relatively quick. So pay attention. If you have not subscribed already, I would really appreciate if you do so. We are growing quickly, and I don't want you to miss out on this juicy content. I was actually going to post this into the I was going to post this into the link in the description, but fortunately for you, this is so easy. You don't even need all that. So let's really get into it, shall we? Let's go into our 3D world, and already I have some things set up. I have three different objects set up because I wanted to make sure you understood that what was going on. And simply what is going on, we are moving the camera. We're going to be moving the camera in a way that makes it appear as though we are in a different location. And we are in a different location, but um, it is not a different world. If you were to take any of the cubes, all right, so let me make sure you can see all that. If you were to take any of the cubes and you were to create them, place them on the field, and then create different areas or different things inside of them, you would basically have a new world. Okay. And so, what we're actually going to do is we're just going to be in a new area of the screen. Okay. And so that way you can understand the concept. I'm going to show you that in action right now, and then I'm going to show you how we achieve that. Up on the screen right here, we have a car. All right. And if we want to go to a new car, or if we want to go to a different world, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, um, we have to press a button to go to that new world. So we can simply transition to the new world by just pressing the button. And now we are in a different area. We are in the location of where I placed this car. If we want to go to another car or another world, it is simply another click away, and now we are here at the taxi, the flying or hovering taxi. And now you can see we went to basically a new location. So now just having or pressing any button will allow you to go to the location of that item and basically provide you a way by which to go to a new world. Now I kept this relatively simple for you guys. But we're going to go into the I'm going to go into the program right now and exactly find out exactly how this is being done. Okay, so this is being done with something I would consider, or I did consider, to be called the menu cube. Over here on the screen, you see that we have the menu cube, and the menu cube is invisible because the menu cube has no 3D model. I removed the mesh specifically. So if we look over here, you can see the mesh right here is it's nothing there. And that's simply by just taking and selecting something new. So say I can right now say it's the car, and we can take and delete that mesh. That way, nothing will show up when we are using the rest of the software during that entire time, or when we are playing the game and you see the game. Again, you do not see the mesh anywhere on the screen. The funny thing is, in my 3D world, the menu cube is actually right there. Okay, now I can place it anywhere now, and you will not be able to see it. Okay. Now inside the menu cube, we have just this few series of nodes, all right? And these few series of nodes is as follows. Okay? We have UI button, okay? 3 UI buttons. Okay, we have the main menu button. We have control button number 2, and we have control button number 3. If you want to see their names, they're over here. Okay, let's bring that up. Right. So again, control button number 2, control button number 3, and control or a main button. All right. Now we're going to go back here, and now you can see that we have 3 camera positions connected, each of them different. So we have one camera position, all zeros. Okay. We have one camera position where we just changed the x-axis by 8. And we have one camera position where we changed it by -8. We also have the duration to be 0, but you can change that duration to take as much time as you want. All right. Now, the way we were able to create the effect that we have initially when you begin using the camera position is delta is selected. And what is delta means is that when this is activated, is delta is basically saying that the cube that we're currently using, or the item that we're currently using, is the reference by which to move. Okay, so here is delta means that the cube is our reference. We don't want the cube to be our reference. If we remove this, then the target delta is going to specifically be the world reference, or the world axis. So 0, 0, 0 in the world, and 8 in the world, or 8 on the x-axis in the world, and not in reference to the cube. I'm going to show you the difference between the two right now, and this way you guys can learn from some of my mistakes. So if I click play now, instead of getting the beauty that we had before, we're going to get something different entirely. Okay, so now if I press here, nothing happens. But if I press here, oops, it's still behaving the same. Oh, okay. So as you can see, it moves over, but it can move over forever. I could go over forever. And the same thing here, I could go on forever. Moving fast, but nonetheless, and it's moving at all, and it's not the way that we want. If I hit here, it doesn't move at all because it's reference to the other item, and it's still 0, 0, 0. So 0, 0, 0 basically means don't move. And so if we just remove the is delta on all of them, that changes it to reference world position, then once again, we'll get what we're looking for. And man, is it beautiful. So as I said, the best implementation for this is to have um, different areas of the playing field, and make sure that these different areas are different areas that something is going on. I wanted to show you guys this because it's a little bit more easy to understand, a little bit more easy to implement, and also it allows for you guys to be able to, as I said, get past the limitations that Buildbox has placed in front of us. I wish they didn't, but they have. In the meantime, this will bypass it. Now, let me also make sure that I show you that I do have a main screen or main menu screen, which is a UI element that I haven't placed. But the cool thing is that if you use something like an event, you can place a bunch of different UI screens. And these different UI screens can actually be triggered based on what happens, based on the camera moving. Um, so basically, when you press the camera moving and the camera moves over, then there could be a new UI screen, thus giving the illusion of having different worlds. Let's get into this UI screen. As you can see here on the UI screen, we have the main menu button, we have control button number 2, and we have control button number 3. They must be spread out, or else you'll be pressing one when you want to press the other. You don't want them to overlap, so make sure that you do change the button uh, where it's located, and you have them spaced out accordingly. I just placed these here like I wanted to, but if they overlap, you'll be pressing two buttons at the same time, and that's going to get quite annoying. So yes, that is the main screen. From there, we use the 3D world, and we use menu cube in order to um, in order to trigger everything. And the UI button can be found by going into the search bar and typing in UI button. Okay. So as I said, I kept this really simple and really brief. I'm hoping not to take too much of your time. I want to keep my videos as short as I possibly can so that you can take the time to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video where we will be discussing a more common topic, that is making a shop. If that sounds like something you're into, let me know in the comment section.